All right, welcome to episode 38 of Streamer Roulette. I'm Daniel Towns with Steph Broadbridge. Hello.
Hello, and this week we watched Nailed It.
Nailed it. And we're just about to find out if they did.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Welcome to episode 38 of Stream Roulette. I'm Steph Broadbridge and I'm here with Daniel Towns. How are you, Daniel?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I didn't see you this week.
No, I was in Port Macquarie the last 4 days
Yeah.
doing gigs in
How was it?
It was actually quite nice. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun little run.
Oh,
I
good.
must say, yeah. We had a nice meal provided at every place. We had decent accommodation. It was the same promoter at all the gigs.
And now we're all in Port Macquarie.
No, they were all kind of like, where did we go? One was in Tuncurry, one was in Taree. Like, they're just like mid-north coast kind of thing. One was in Port Macquarie, and there was another one. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it was fun.
fun.
It was fun, yeah. But because it was the same promoter and their performers, like it was, you know when you go to places, it's a different promoter every night, and it's like, oh, that one was a dickhead, or he didn't like me, or they all treat you differently. Now this was good. We were very well looked after.
You had a good one for the whole thing.
Yeah, but it was a good load of people in the car.
Oh, that's nice.
That
That makes a difference.
There was no ego, so like it was a really pleasant trip. I didn't leave the room the entire time because I was working.
Yeah.
Like, and on one day I walked outside and I was like, "Fuck, it's bright out here." Yeah, but yeah, no, it was
Was it
good.
hot where you were?
Well, I was inside with the aircon on.
All right.
Yeah. Why? Because you were in. Where were you?
We went to Townsville, Cairns, Darwin, and Alice Springs.
Yeah, right. That's super hot right now.
37 degrees.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's stay inside with the aircon on weather too.
Yeah, it was, it was pretty.
Well,
It was very pretty.
it depends where. Like Townsville, man.
I love Townsville.
Really?
Yeah.
Not out of the places you just listed.
Yeah, I did.
Like what? Because it feels like a city.
I just thought the houses were really attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all on stilts. It was like a vibe. And there was some fun cafes and...
Isn't it just all Queensland houses?
No, they were pretty.
That's why they're called Queenslanders. Those houses.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, they were very attractive. I liked them.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just like, look, I find the crowds up there are always awesome.
Yeah, it was
They're
fun.
well up for it, but it's so fucking far. You know, the flight from Sydney to Brisbane is quicker than the flight from Brisbane to Townsville, I think.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or to Cairns.
We spent 8 hours flying one day.
Really?
Yeah.
Where from?
We had to go from Cairns to Brisbane and then from Brisbane to Darwin.
Cairns to Brisbane. So down and then back up
Yeah.
and across. Fuck that. But that's probably yeah, right. I guess not too many people are going from Cairns to Darwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was a lot. I'm very tired.
But I'm not sure around, even like the gig on the first night, because it was like, Map says it takes 4.5 hours, but it took 5.5, 6 by the time we stopped for petrol and food and all that kind of stuff. And I was wiped. By the time you get there, I was a zombie.
Yeah, it's a lot. We drove some of it, but most of it was flying.
Yeah.
And you do get kind of airport tired.
Oh, yeah. Well, hanging around
Checking in
airport
bags.
sucks too, and then sitting around waiting.
Security checks.
Down and walk through all the shops.
Middle seat. I got a middle seat the entire time.
Oh, yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah, except right at the end, I got an aisle, and I've never been happier.
Really? I don't fit in the aisle. How the hell did you get stuck in the middle every time?
I guess I was the girl.
But isn't seating allocated?
Well, I don't know.
But no, but it has a seat number on the ticket, right?
Well, that's not how we did it.
Well,
We had 5 seats, and people just were louder than me.
Oh, fuck that. I would have been louder than whoever that was.
It's tricky because you don't want to be the difficult one. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's
So
allocated seating. And if you're getting pushed out to a shitter seat, like, that's not cool.
I don't know. I was the thinnest one there.
Yeah, so what? Like, doesn't mean you should be in the most uncomfortable position.
Well-
Like, it's the luck of the draw. Like, if you really want a seat that bad, check in the night before or the day before on your phone and select a seat.
Some people did that.
Well, I usually do that because I hate the middle. I can't sit in the aisle because the cart runs over my long legs. Mm-hmm. So I kind of, it's window or fucking discomfort.
Yeah.
So I always check.
I chose discomfort.
Well, no, you're, oh, fucking hell. That sucks. You should have stood up.
I should have done lots of things, but you don't.
My ticket says
I'm still a liability on stage, so
26F.
But it was actually I'd never performed comedy in any of those places, so that was really exciting getting to do that, and the gigs themselves were amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great up there, aren't they? The
Yeah.
crowds, yeah, red hot.
And I was on first, so I was a bit nervous.
Yeah, and
but it was fine.
Did you nail it?
I did my job.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Should we look at the show?
Yeah, let's go.
Nailed it. So,
Nailed it.
What did you think?
I can't believe it's been going for 6 fucking seasons.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think it's like, is it cake?
It's not like, is it cake?
No, in the sense that it could just be a fucking photo and that's it.
Well, it was.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, so how did it start?
Well, I'll just read the blurb. So, if you haven't seen it,
And then I'll tell you my blurb.
home bakers with a terrible track record take a crack at recreating edible masterpieces for a $10,000 prize. It is part reality contest, part hot mess.
How can you 10 grand?
Yeah.
Like, that makes it even worse.
Why?
Because it's so demeaning. Like, look, if it was called, people that make tasty cakes that look like shit but want to improve and have some celebrity chef judges,
Yeah.
like that sounds watchable. But this, they're clearly just exploiting the fact that they're bad at it. Because the cakes didn't taste bad.
Well, a lot of them did.
Well, some of them they were like, this isn't too bad. This, I like this.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's like relative. It's like this was edible.
like they look ridiculous though. The cakes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like, the whole show is set up for them to fail.
yes.
Like,
So
that's what I didn't like. Like, there's no competition. There's no, like, it's either, yeah, you get, yeah, I just can't see the reason why would you go on there if 10 grand is all you get out of it and making a dickhead of yourself regardless.
because I don't think they did make a dick out of themselves. I think a lot of them came across as really interesting, fun people that I'd want to hang out with. I don't think the goal was to make them look like dickheads.
No?
No, I think the goal was to celebrate the failure and be like fine with it
Oh, yeah, look, they definitely celebrated the failure because
in
there
a
was so
kind of
damn much of it.
non-negative way. Like it was kind of positive.
Yeah, you thought?
Yeah, I thought they came across like they allowed them to like get punchlines in, and they were funny, they were charismatic. I thought they picked great contestants.
Well, they probably had to because they couldn't have any actual cooking content.
Yeah, but that was the show.
Yeah, I guess. So what did you think?
I loved it.
Really?
Yes.
Have you watched any of the other 6 seasons?
I've watched most of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not since fucking we chose it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they are short and what you've just ripped through it.
Yeah.
That is
It's
psycho.
now my go-to to have on in the background while I'm doing cleaning or anything else.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I loved Nicole Byer, the host.
Yeah.
Loved
She
her.
was good. She was great. She was very charismatic. Nice.
She was such a pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I loved the French chef.
Yeah.
I thought he's great too.
Yeah, he was
And
good.
the combination of those two works really, really well.
Yeah, they did work well together.
And I thought when they always have, so they have those two and then they have a guest judge as well. And I think that worked best. I think initially they had the guest judge being like someone who knew about cooking and baking.
Yeah.
But then they swapped it for like comedians and that became much better.
Oh, right.
Because you needed someone who could riff and be silly. And like they had Chelsea Peretti, she was brilliant.
Oh, yeah, she would have been good.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
right.
people like that.
If I knew that earlier on. Yeah, I think I watched a couple of episodes and I was like, this is so bad. Like, this is just...
Really?
Yeah, it could have just been 2 photos side by side.
No. The
BuzzFeed's
process was fun.
28 worst.
And I learned stuff.
What did you learn?
I learned about baking from their mistakes.
And how much of that do you plan on implementing in your everyday life?
When I have to bake something,
How,
don't overfill the pan.
How-
Make sure you put the paper down first. How to use an electric mixer.
But there'd be an 8-year-old on fucking YouTube with a video explaining that.
Yeah, but it was fun.
Okay.
But
all
it's
right.
not-
All right, you're allowed to enjoy it. I'm glad you did. Well
there
done.
would be an 8-year-old on YouTube explaining that, but I wouldn't have had the knowledge to know that I needed to know that.
Yeah, fair enough. What, you would have just chucked it all in? And,
Yeah, because you learn from your mistakes, right? So you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah,
till
that's
someone else
true.
fucks it up. And then you're like, oh, yeah, crap, I would have totally done that.
Yeah. Oh, you should see like Frida make bread.
Yeah?
Yeah, like she was saying, most people, like once they get the mix in the bowl, like fuck, I don't know the right words in the mixer, like, and it's going, they walk away.
Yeah.
And she's like, but this is like the most important step because it's like there's so much involved. There's like, you know, like the humidity, the temperature, and it's just getting it to that right.
Yep. And it's just knowing that, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of that's instinct and
and
practice.
stopping, pulling it out,
Yeah.
playing with it, feeling it, going, no, it needs a bit more, going again, and then but I guess with all that experience, you'd learn it.
Well, Frida strikes me as a very instinctive kind of chef. Do you know what I mean? She feels her way through the food.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
She goes by taste.
Whereas I have more of an autistic sort of food situation where I'm really good at following a recipe,
Oh, really?
which means baking is a lot more fun than cooking
Yeah, okay.
because baking is about getting everything correct.
Yeah, that's true. I can follow a recipe.
You can follow a recipe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, most people can follow a recipe.
Yeah, they can, but
Or they
there's
should be
language
able
you
to.
don't know. Like, I mean, I've definitely got tablespoon and teaspoon mixed up before, and it's a disaster.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just knowing little basics.
But that's like a rookie mistake.
So I was going to ask you, would you go on a show like this?
No.
Why not?
Because it's demeaning and it's $10,000.
$10,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, look, I don't need it right now, but
You wouldn't do it.
no.
Do you?
Would you?
Yeah. I really thought that the contestants came out looking great. Like, I would not be embarrassed at all if that's how I was portrayed on a show.
Yeah, fair enough.
I thought they came across as fun. They were just having a go. They were getting things wrong. They were like, now that, do you know what I mean? The whole thing was very positive and uplifting. And
Yeah.
they weren't, I don't mind a little roast. It's cute.
I mean, that's what I didn't like about it. It was too nice.
Yeah?
It was too cutesy.
Oh, no, I found it so, I don't know. I just liked it because reality TV is so exploitive, This was kind of the opposite.
Well, I still felt it was because they were exploiting their shitness.
But they went on it to be shit. And it's impossible. It's an impossible task because I was looking it up and they said it would take a professional baker minimum 6 hours, probably 12 hours to make those cakes.
Yeah, right.
And they were given an hour and a half.
Yeah, well, that's crazy in itself because that's impossible because cakes need to sit for an hour or sometimes you need to wait for the icing to set or
Yeah, but see, I know that now.
you need to make a ganache. Yeah, I only know it from Frida.
I thought you were going to like it. That's so interesting.
You got to cook your onions till they're translucent before you put anything else in there.
Were you watching it though? Okay, I'll be honest, because I was watching it thinking, I reckon I could have done a better job than any of the contestants.
Or as a contestant?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
The arrogance in me was like, I reckon I could have done a better job.
Well, look, I definitely reckon I'd be okay at being myself on a TV show that's like not comedy, where it is something like that that's not that physically demanding.
Yeah, you'd be likable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But have you ever been to like a cooking school or anything?
No.
Well, me and Amanda went to one.
Oh, yeah.
We went to that one in that Sydney seafood school. Mm-hmm. And it was 3 meals, like it was called Quick and Delicious. And then they taught you how to make 3 meals in like under 10 minutes.
Great.
And at the end, you get to eat them all and you get a bottle of wine. And
Yeah.
it's not a bad experience. And when you go in and first, they make it. And they show you how they do it, kind of thing. And then you go in and everything's laid out for you. Mm-hmm. Like you don't need to measure anything out. You don't need to, you know what I mean? There's your fish or whatever. There's your that. There's your spices. There's your that. As soon as it's time to start cooking, turn the stove on. And just because of the way I was standing, the piece of paper with the recipe on it caught on fire. So that was me in a cooking studio. The first thing that ever happened, I set the recipe on fire.
Right. So you'd be a health and safety issue?
Probably, yeah.
Great.
So I don't know if I should, but yeah. And also I've noticed, like, when filming that stuff with Frida, like, being around food all the time, you leave, you smell like food.
Yeah, you do.
Like, I worked at McDonald's when I was younger.
Same, yeah.
But I used to leave there smelling like grease.
Yeah, definitely did, yeah.
Like I always had to have a shower after a shift. Like, where were you? You would have been at the front, wouldn't you?
No, I was general duties.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think we talked about this
Oh,
in the Heggie one.
oh that's right. Yeah.
I was cleaning up garbage.
Garbage. At least they give you the crab claw there.
They what?
At least they give you the crab claw thing there.
No, they didn't.
Oh, our Macca's had that.
We had gloves.
Oh, yeah, right. What's the worst job you've ever had?
That would be definitely close. I don't know. I've had like 40-something jobs.
Fucking
They've
hell.
all been really bad for various different reasons. I hated waitress was probably my most hated one.
Why? But you're so personable and you love people.
I'm actually exceptionally good at customer service.
Oh, I
Daniel.
bet you would be. But, you know, yeah. I know you.
I'm very good at being polite at work
Yeah, but so why'd you hate it so much?
because you have to be polite the whole time.
Like force polite.
Well, you have to be wrong and you have to be the one that sort of backs off, you know, in any kind of altercation.
I
You have to be
wouldn't
the
work well in
sensible
that.
one. And it's
I wouldn't
like,
work well in that.
no,
Yeah.
it's not good for you. It makes your brain go crazy. It stuffed me up. It took me 5 years of doing comedy to learn that you can actually have an opinion that deviates from somebody else's.
Yeah, right,
Because I
yeah.
spent 20 years being like, yep, sure, that's a really good point. I completely agree. I'm really sorry about that.
I worked for a big company, and I learned pretty quickly that you got lifers and you got people that are just there for the job.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Definitely was there for the job, but I also am one of those people that it's like if I'm doing something, do it properly.
Yeah, or at least attempt to do it properly.
Yeah, and that's never good in any kind of menial job. It's a bad trait to have because they'll exploit you.
Well, in most jobs, you can just find out like what's the bare minimum you need to do to get away with and keep your job.
Yeah.
That was always my MO, like when I worked.
Yeah?
What's the absolute minimum?
Yeah. See, those people thrive. I'm jealous. I wish I'd had that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, that's smart. I respected the hell out of people that were like that at my jobs.
I've worked so much harder at comedy than I ever did in any other job I've ever did.
Nah, I just work
Apart
really
from
hard
apart
at
from Macca's,
everything
'cause
all the time.
Macca's makes you work hard. But yeah, no, fuck, I was bad at retail. Always looking for a shortcut. All right, so let me ask you this.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If you had, like, say you had a semi-skill or a passion in something,
Yeah.
like, and there was a TV show about that,
Yeah.
like, what would it be? And, like, what show would you go on like that? Like, say, like...
I would go on a lot of them that were like craft related. So yeah, baking, decorating, absolutely. I would go on like a knitting or drawing, anything like that.
Okay, so anything...
Jewelry making.
Yeah, so, all right, so anything that doesn't require any emotion whatsoever.
What do you mean?
Well, you didn't mention anything that was like a psychological experiment between people.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Like you didn't mention dating shows. And
No,
big
absolutely not.
prototypes. Yeah,
Never,
yeah.
never, never.
But you would go on a craft type show or...
Yeah, makeup. I loved glow up. I definitely, I mean, I'm terrible, but if I had the skills, I would be so keen to do something
Oh,
like that.
yeah, but if you had the skills, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure anyone with those skills would love to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I loved this show. If I could nitpick it at all, it did seem like an absolute waste of food.
Waste of food. Well, you don't know what happens with it at the end.
They've made 3 inedible cakes that are the size of houses.
Okay.
So,
Inedible food, yeah, then that is a waste of a lot of ingredients.
yeah.
But I know, like, a lot of people that do stuff like that, it either goes to food kitchens or
Yeah, no, 100%, but there is no way they could
people in
give
need.
that to anyone. It's covered in chocolate. They couldn't even give it to dogs.
Yeah, right. Dogs will eat anything. Some dogs will try and eat their own shit. No, seriously.
I know,
It's
but
disgusting.
isn't chocolate kill them? I thought that was the thing.
Oh, yeah, but it's relative to their weight.
Okay.
So depending on how big the dog is, like you could have a couple of squares, you know. But yeah, like too much
Yeah.
will kill them.
Did you not find it funny when they took the little, what do you call those? Is it conch? Conch? What's it called?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they take that off and it's like,
I did find the reveals were hilarious.
it was never not funny.
Yeah, no, but
I watched about 200 of them and it was always funny.
but all right then. So I think that could have been a lot funnier.
Yeah? How?
Well, if that was the goal to be funny, then just play to it. You know how? Make it like what we're about to talk to after this Naked Gun on the Patreon episode. Like, just make it like funny just all the way, just for the sake of it. Like that was still like a show and had like, like if that was, I don't know, just comedy at
They
every
did.
opportunity.
They did.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to felt
They
like
made a big deal of the reveal.
Yeah, but that's
They had the
101.
tagline. Yeah, I thought they really, because I actually went back because we watched the most recent one, right?
Yeah, Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went back to watch the first one to see what they'd changed to make because it'd been running for so long.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought the formula might have adapted, and one of the things they did change the most was that the reveal and making more of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well, that's what people want.
yeah, but I mean, it was interesting to see the sort of pilot, like the initial stage,
Yeah.
and there was less comedy in the first ones as well. So it was really,
Yeah, right.
it was interesting just for my own personal, exploration
fair
to go
enough.
and find out. Oh, I wonder what they adapted to make this show more successful.
Well, I guess it's interesting to see how their things grow and, yeah, move on how the show grows.
I also felt good watching people fail at stuff, so that was something I had to learn about me.
Yeah. Well, you found it relatable or you found it enjoyable?
I liked watching them suck.
Yeah, everyone likes that. though.
Yeah, why?
Why?
Yeah, why do we like that?
Well, it's probably something that, makes you feel, well, fuck, they're not perfect. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just makes you feel like, because you look at everyone else and you just assume everyone's got a better life than you and everyone's doing great, but then you never know what people are going through personally
True.
or whatever. So I think seeing people fail makes people feel good because, I don't know, maybe they feel like they're failing or they're failed or. Like sometimes I think the best thing when that happens is to just run with it. I
What?
still remember one time I was walking home in the rain. I was so wet,
Yeah.
and a car went through a puddle and just
Great.
sprayed me, and I just started laughing.
Yeah.
Like, what can you, like I was wet anyway. It's like, who cares?
It is funny.
It is funny. Like
If you let it be funny, it's funny.
yeah, like I laugh if it happens to myself.
Yeah.
Like if it's nothing too stupid or too serious. But yeah, if I do something.
Yeah, maybe that's why I didn't find this upsetting, because I thought myself in that same position would not be upset.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been either.
Yeah. So therefore, I didn't see it as negative because I was like, I'd be more than comfortable for them to make fun of me, because none of those people were trying to be cooks. Do you know what I mean? None of them had dreams of owning a bakery one day, and this was their absolute passion.
So how did they
And
cast
then-
them then?
Sorry?
How did they cast them then?
Well, they cast them they sent in terrible photos of their cooking, saying they didn't know how to cook and they wanted to learn.
All right, so it wasn't an Instagram call out thing.
I don't know, but they had photos for like in the initial when you meet the guest,
Yeah.
and they did the little guesty bit, which to be honest I did often skip through because I find that a bit boring. But there was they did like shots of their Instagram with them with baked goods that had clearly gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, right. I mean, the idea of it is funny, and I like the idea of looking at food that's failed.
Yeah.
Like it is funny. But,
Yeah.
I just didn't love I don't know.
To me, it felt a little bit like the cooking equivalent of The Biggest Loser,
Yeah.
because it was people failing and us sitting there watching them,
To me,
judging them.
to me, it felt like the cooking equivalent of The Biggest Turd.
What do you mean?
I just didn't love it that much.
Okay.
Like,
No
yeah,
worries.
like it's watchable. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. That was an attempt at humour. Sorry if that didn't come across. Sorry if that didn't come across. I'm still tired from Port Macquarie. Yeah, no, like it wasn't bad, but like it's nothing that like if you like cooking shows and like the idea of people failing in a supportive environment,
Yeah.
it's like a open mic night that's got a really good MC that warms the crowd up for a lot of failure, and everyone's kind of in a good mood throughout. But
Yeah, but also the comics are really likable as well.
yeah, all the characters in the show
Yeah.
are really likable. Yeah, but it's nothing that's just gonna make you leave and go, "Well,
And it's
wow."
only 22 minutes long.
Yeah, well, that's a bonus. That's a massive bonus. Speaking of 22 minutes long,
Yeah.
the next series that we're going to do for next episode
Oh, yes.
is also only 22 minutes long,
Do you remember what it's called, or should I look it up?
which I am a fan of. Was it The Mind Explained?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked really good.
Yeah, that looks interesting. As that flipped up and it's like, yeah, let's go. And then, hit more info and it says 22-minute episodes, and it's like, but even the topics look interesting, like creativity, the teenage brain, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, and I love knowing a little bit about a lot of things. That really appeals to me.
Same,
Yeah.
a jack of all knowledge.
Yeah.
It's kind of like me.
So that seems like that'll be right up our alley.
Yeah, totally. Just so you've just got that one little quote when someone says something, you can go, no, actually, did you know that the teenager malgia?
And maybe it'll teach us why we like watching people fail.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that Shaden? Isn't it?
Schadenfreude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I guess it's a form
Sports bloopers.
I guess it's a form of comedy. It's a style of comedy, I guess. You know, and it's unintentional humour.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, you also factor things in before you react.
Like what?
Well, like, if I see someone in the park, like, stack it, like a kid on a skateboard or a bike or a scooter or whatever, like, I always make sure that, like, visually that they're okay before I'll, like, start laughing inside, or, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. Like, and if they turn around and just pull a funny face or whatever, I'll say something. But yeah. Like, I don't just laugh straight away. It's like, fuck, is this guy right? You know? And yeah.
I can't watch him.
Can't watch what?
I can't watch people stack it.
Really? Oh, fuck. You should not watch.
Emotional pain I'm fine with, but watching someone physically hurt themselves, no.
Really?
Australia's Funniest Home Videos, I could not watch that show. I don't care how many sound effects they put on it. I was upset.
Did you ever slam a nail in a car door or a car boot?
I did.
Get a black nail. Did you ever have to get it drilled?
No, but my nail fell off.
Yeah, well, if you leave it, like the pressure builds up and then it grows out. But if you want to relieve the pain and the pressure, the nail still falls off, but they drill a hole in the middle of the nail.
No.
And just press all
press
all the blood out and everything. And then it just falls off like a regular nail. But it just gets rid of that pain for the first few days and the throbbing of having a...
I can't. I'm a freak. We went to this watering hole when we were away on holidays, and one of the comics was jumping off like a rock.
Yeah.
And I had to wait in the car. I could not watch.
Really?
Yeah, just in case. I was like freaking out.
Yeah, right.
I was so upset.
How old were they?
47.
That's too old to be jumping off rocks.
I mean, they were fine, but I couldn't even be in the area that they were there in case anything, they got hurt, and I was just so anxious.
I am definitely so much less of a risk taker now that I'm older.
Yeah?
Than when I was younger, yeah.
No, ever. I couldn't. People jumping off cliffs and not anything.
We used to jump off bridges. Like, I've jumped off that bridge in either the Entrance or Terrigal or wherever it is.
Yeah.
Or there was a place up in the one of the Blue Mountains.
People love it.
Jelly Bean, you run and you got to jump out over some rocks to do it and get it. And
No.
but I think when you're a kid, you're just trying to prove something, you know. But then as you get older, it's like... Like, I remember we went to Australia's Wonderland and I went on... Remember the space probe?
Which one's that?
It was just like a tower of terror. It fucking goes straight up and then it just drops you down. Yeah, so I went on that and I absolutely hated it. I'm like, I'm never going on that again. And my friends were like, that was awesome, let's go again. And I went, all right. And I went again, and as soon as I sat down, I'm like, what am I doing? I think I was just trying to fit in.
Oh, like, I'm not judging people for doing it. Like, go crazy. I can't watch it in case something happens, in case I get hurt. Like, same with, like, shopping trolley down a hill, nothing. Anything like that, I'm, like, freaked out.
Really?
My shoulders are up till they're stopped, yeah. And I'm, like, visually very, very stressed.
So you wouldn't have been a good person to find the person that I found last lockdown?
What do you mean?
The jumper?
Well, they'd already... was it the aftermath or the during?
Well, I saw the... descent and the collision.
No, fuck that. No.
Yeah, fair enough.
No.
That's interesting.
I will have nightmares about that vision just because you just said that.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
No,
about
it's
that.
okay, but it's like, it's too much.
I'm sorry. Really? Yeah, right.
Yeah, I can't deal with it.
Because I mean, obviously, I didn't expect it. But you think, then you figure out what kind of person you're going to be in a certain situation, and I was fine. And look, and then like part of processing it, like, you know, I was a friend is a trauma counsellor, but I also spoke to a trauma counsellor, and
good.
Like they said, you know, like it's good that you're talking about it. And I was writing about it a lot.
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah, you've got a couple of jokes about it.
yeah, but from a comedy angle, kind of thing. And that was like, and I did have one, like, because some people are just squeamish, and some people aren't. And like I had like one thing I wrote down, like, and this like I'd never be able to do anything with it, but it was like I think I'm a good person to find a random carcass on the street, like.
Yeah.
Someone has to find it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like-
not that. It's not that part of it for me. It's the them hurting themselves, and it's the before.
Oh, what led to it?
Doing stuff that could endanger your safety.
Yeah.
I can't watch that. If someone's hurt themselves and they've come to me and their arm's falling off, I'm not like nauseous about that part. Is
Yeah.
okay. It's the behavior that would lead to it that I can't deal with.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, people climbing in trees too high. No, like anything like that, I can't.
If anyone is feeling depressed or suicidal, please check out Lifeline or Beyond Blue. And I feel like we should probably put that there.
Yeah, any comedians listening that aren't feeling like that, just check it out, just in case. Just have it on speed dial.
It is fascinating. But anyway, moving on. We're going to go record a Patreon episode.
All right.
So we'll catch you next time here with The Mind Explained.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Bye.
See you later.